The Department of Home Affairs has provided information regarding the processing time for Australian spouse visas as of April 2023, which can vary based on several factors like the type of visa, application completeness, complexity, and the DHA's workload. Hello and welcome to Edutrainex, one of the best online platforms for PTE preparations. I am Nandini Vats, and today I'll be telling you about the time it takes to bring your partner to Australia and all the related information about the partner visa. So let's get started. Australian spouse visa provides an opportunity for applicants in a genuine and committed relationship with Australian PR holders or citizens to join their spouses in Australia. So this visa category allows couples to live together in Australia and eventually apply for permanent residency. So the process involves two stages: obtaining a provisional visa followed by a permanent partner visa application. So talking of the processing time for getting a spouse visa in Australia in 2023 depends on the specific type of spouse visa you are applying for. So spouse visas in Australia are designed to allow Australian citizens, permanent residents, or eligible New Zealand citizens to live with their spouse or de facto partner in the country. So these visas cater to both temporary and permanent arrangements, and as I already said, that the applicant should be in a genuine and ongoing relationship with their Australian partner. So there are several types of spouse or partner visas in Australia. The first one is spouse or partner visa, spouse or partner provisional visa, Subclass 309, which allows temporary stay while the permanent partner visa, Subclass 100, is being assessed. Then there is partner migrant visa, Subclass 100, which permits permanent residence with the spouse or partner. Next is the prospective marriage visa, Subclass 300, for individuals planning to marry their Australian partner and then apply for a spouse visa. And the last is spouse partner visa, Subclass 820 or 801, which allows temporary stay while the permanent partner visa, Subclass 100, application is being processed, and it can lead to permanent residence. It is important to note that processing times are just an estimate and can change. To ensure a smooth application process, you should go for professional advice to understand the requirements and get up-to-date information specific to your case. The process of applying for an Australian spouse visa involves several steps to ensure a successful application. So here's a breakdown of the process. First, collect all the required documents and credentials before starting the application. This will include relationship evidence, identity documents, character and health assessments, financial documents, etc. Keep in mind that having complete and accurate documents will improve the chances of a successful application. Next is lodge an online partner visa application through the website of Department of Home Affairs. Fill in the required information accurately and provide the necessary documentation as proof of your relationship and eligibility. Pay the application fees of the Australian spouse visa. The fee structure can change, so make sure to check the updated fee information on the DHA website. So after submitting your application and paying the fees, you will need to wait for the DHA to process your application. So this waiting period can take some time as visa processing times vary based on factors like application volume and complexity. Once the DHA processes your application and approves it, you will receive your Australian spouse visa. This will allow the secondary applicant, that is your spouse, to immigrate to Australia and stay with their partner. Be prepared for a processing time of up to a year or even more before the Australian spouse visa is granted. As I already said, the processing time can vary based on various factors, so it is important to be patient. Given the potentially lengthy processing time, it is recommended to start your application process as early as possible to avoid any delays. To be eligible for the Australia spouse visa, you'll have to meet several requirements. The first one is the couple must be married or in a de facto relationship supported by evidence of joint commitments, shared living arrangements, and more. Then the length of relationship. For de facto relationships, the couple should have lived together for at least 12 months immediately before the application. Then about the financial report, the applicant must demonstrate the ability to support themselves and any included family members during their stay. Talking of health requirements, then the applicants and family members must meet the health requirements through a medical examination. Then about character requirements, applicants and family members must meet character requirements which may involve a police clearance certificate. Then the applicant must be at least 18 years old. So, and there should be the best interests of any child involved as considered by the Department of Home Affairs. Rest other additional criteria may apply based on individual circumstances. The cost of the Australia spouse visa subclass 309 and 100 is 8,085 Australian dollars as of 2023. So this cost may change and you should verify the fees before applying. You need to provide various documents including identity and relationship documents, as I already said, character and health documents, proof of the relationship, financial documents, sponsor documents, and if required, an assurance of support. To speed up the process, try submitting a complete application with all the necessary documents. You may be eligible for priority processing in urgent situations. Now, who is termed as a de facto partner? So, a de facto partner in the context of an Australian spouse visa application refers to someone who is in a committed and genuine relationship with the applicant, even though they are not legally married. These are the key characteristics of a de facto partner. So, for a de facto partner, you don't need to be legally married to the applicant. The relationship should be genuine, ongoing, and of a substantial nature, not a casual or short-term relationship. So both partners must be committed to sharing their lives together as a couple. So the de facto partner can belong to the same or different sex as the applicant. Australia recognizes relationships regardless of gender, and the relationship should have existed for a minimum of 12 months prior to the visa application. It is important to provide evidence that supports the genuineness and duration of the de facto relationship when applying for an Australian spouse visa. Now, talking of who are not considered for a spouse visa. First of all, candidates in polygamous marriages, that is marriage to more than one spouse at the time, are not eligible for an Australian spouse visa. Applicants married within a prohibited degree of relationship, such as close blood relatives, will not be eligible for a spouse visa. Parents, children, grandparents and grandchildren, siblings are not eligible for spouse visas, as these relationships fall under other visa categories. Then the marriages where one or both partners are underage are not considered eligible for a spouse visa. So it is important to understand that these eligibility criteria and relationship definitions before applying for an Australian spouse visa to make sure that you meet the necessary requirements. So the Australian spouse visa offers a pathway for couples to be together in Australia, but the process involves meeting specific requirements, providing evidence, and navigating processing times and costs. So I hope this video gave you a complete idea about the spouse visa. In case of any further queries, you can ask in the comment box below. We will be happy to help. Stay tuned for more regular updates like this. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.